Today we are doing something a little bit different. We are connected live with Cambodia because there's one particular charity that you will have seen quite a lot of here in Luxembourg. Delighted to be speaking to the founder and executive director of Friends International, Sebastien Marot. Sebastien, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
So Sebastien, just tell us, where are you right now?
I'm sitting in my office in Phnom Penh in Cambodia.
Wow, so I'm imagining it's probably even hotter there than it is here. We're complaining about 25 degrees. What temperature is it with you?
It's actually, for me, it's kind of cool because the rainy season has started and it's been raining all day, but it's hot and humid basically. So a lot of Westerners suffer. I'm quite happy.
Sounds like you're kind of, what's the term? You're kind of accustomed to the weather. But tell us, Friends International, what exactly do you do?
So we work with what we call marginalized children and youth. So that includes street children, migrant children, children using drugs, children in the sex industry, trafficked, in prison, all the kids that are basically falling off the system. And we support them to what we call becoming functional, productive citizens of their country. And in order to do this, we run a series of services, the first part being what we call saving lives, which is going where the children are, in the drugs den, in the slums, on the streets, under the bridges, wherever they are. And we provide basic life-saving services like medical care, counseling, direct protection. And then what we call building futures as a second step, which is for the younger ones, supporting them to go back to public school and stay in school. For the older ones, it's all about vocational training and access to employment, and then rebuilding families so families can take care of their own children.
Right, so Friends International, have you been around a long time?
It's been 30 years and celebrating 30 years this August.
Well, congratulations. I mean, incredible work. I think everybody would agree. And the ATOZ Foundation, how did ATOZ get involved in this project?
Well, ATOZ has been involved with Friends for quite a long time now, just over 10 years, I think. And ATOZ works with another Luxembourg foundation called Claire, and together they came to us and saying we are interested in supporting education. And obviously education is a core element of our work. And so 10 years ago, that's how it started.
And is it important for you to have sort of corporate sponsors like this?
Oh, it's actually essential for quite a few reasons. The first reason is that it's a continuous presence and support. And that's really, really important because education is not something that you start now and stop tomorrow. It's ongoing. The kids need to go to school. The number of children out of school is increasing, especially after COVID. So it's really important to have that continuity. And that's what ATOZ has been doing with us. And it gives us confidence in being able to build really solid programs. And that's reinforced by the size of the support, because it's sufficient to give us the muscle to do good programming. And that's also really important. And then essential to me, and what's very special, is the flexibility that ATOZ is giving us, because we don't know what tomorrow is made of. We don't know what suddenly happens. And it was very apparent during COVID time, we needed flexibility. There was no question asked. They said, do whatever you need to do. And we could then really change and adapt and provide the services that were needed at the time for the children. And that is essential. And it's really strategically for us an essential partner.
Now, if I was to challenge you, some charities, they can talk the talk, but they're not always walking the walk. In what way is Friends International really making an impact?
Well, there are two ways looking at it. The first way is, of course, all the data and the monitoring and evaluation. And if you look at this, then we work with over 100,000 kids a year. Among those, it's about 12,500 that we support to go to school and remain in school. These are numbers, and they're significant, they're verifiable, anyone can go and see it's there. But I think it's really important to look at the impact that we have on a individual personal basis. That's the difference, and that's the story. And it's these case studies that give life to the data. So there are so many stories, obviously, that happened to us, but I remember one that is standing out because it's relatively recent. It's a young kid, Seha. He was about 12 years old when we met him, and that was just before COVID. And he has 4 siblings, so 5 kids together. And we met them begging on the streets in Phnom Penh by the traffic lights. And so the team went and we started doing our investigation. And we discovered that they came from the provinces, from Battambang to Phnom Penh, because the parents were drug users and they couldn't do anything, they couldn't survive, and they all moved with the grandmother. But even with the grandmother, they couldn't survive. They had to beg and fend for themselves and protect each other. And that was the role of Seha. I mean, the little 12-year-old protecting the 10-year-old, 8-year-old, and down to 5-year-old. And that was the life that we were facing. So what we did is we worked with the family, and we, first of all, got the kids to our school, so they were off the street in a safe space and learning again, which is really important, obviously. And then we helped the parents, the 2 parents, to go through our detox services, detoxification, so that they would get off the drugs. And then we supported them because they needed money. So we gave enough money for the grandmother to be able to buy the food while the parents were going through the treatment, while the kids were in school. And it was successful. Both parents got off drugs. The father started working. They moved out from the grandmother and had a house. Unfortunately, this was just before COVID. COVID hit. And worst of all, the mother died from COVID. So suddenly the father is alone, no more jobs, 5 kids, back to the grandmother. We followed up, we were still there. So we made sure that during COVID, they would be safe with the emergency. And that's where the flexibility I mentioned was so important. And we were able to keep the family, what was left of the family, safe. And when COVID was finished, we took the kids back into our school. The father we supported to get a job. And now I'm happy to say that all 5 kids are back in the public school system now, studying like regular kids, because the father is also able to make money. And so the family is reconstructed despite all the hardship that they have faced.
Incredible stuff, really. And perhaps just to conclude, for people who are watching you now, perhaps this is their first understanding of what Friends International does. What would be your message to people who are viewing you now?
The message is we all have a role to play in protecting children. I'm in Cambodia, in Laos, in Thailand, Indonesia, and Myanmar, and we work with many partners, Southeast Asia mostly, but kids at risk are everywhere. So we all have a role to play, and the role we can play is different. I mean, I obviously have a very strong position, but anyone should be there able to protect children. The financial support organization like us, I don't have to mention how important it is. But as an individual, the protection of children is also in your hands. You need to be able to see kids at risk. You need to be able to find solutions when you see some problems. You're not supposed to do it yourself, but you need to be able to refer, find the resources around you, and there's plenty to really protect children, because it's only if we all work together that all the kids will be safe.
That was Sebastien Marot, who is the founder and executive director of Friends International, live from Cambodia. Sebastien, thank you.
Thank you very much.